Are you serious? You better get some coffee. Are you serious? Calm down. But we have information that the electric grid of the United States remains largely unprotected. According to longtime advisor of Congress on national security issues, his name is Peter Vincent Pry. He told the VOA he believes that North Korea is ready to attempt a strike on the U.S. electric grid using an electromagnetic pulse, or an EMP. Vincent Pry, said North Korea practiced an EMP strike against the United States last year when it orbited a satellite at the optimal altitude and trajectory to carry out such an attack. Pry says that the northern city of Minneapolis was briefing the National Council of State Legislatures on EMP threats. He told the VOA that 3 U.S. states, Arizona, Maine, and Virginia, have passed legislation trying to guard against a lengthy power outage following an EMP. Vincent Pry was a member of the former Commission to assess the threat to the United States from the electromagnetic pulse attack during the time he was on that commission from 2001 to 2008. He also is executive director of the Task Force on National and Homeland Security, a congressional advisory board directed to achieving protection of the United States from an electromagnetic pulse and other threats. This EMP, or disturbance, is a short burst of electromagnetic energy that can be natural or man-made. It's an EMP interference generated sometimes by lightning, for example, can damage electronic equipment at very high energy levels. An EMP can damage physical objects such as trees, buildings, and aircraft. Pry said that North Korea's tests last year took place over the South Pole, which he called a strategic move. We're blind from the South. We don't have the ballistic missile early warning system or the interceptors to protect us from the South Pole. The congressional analyst said this was done after North Korea's third illegal nuclear test in February of 2013, after the country's leader Kim Jong-un threatened to strike the United States and allies with a nuclear missile. So Representative Democrat Yvette Clarke of New York said, quote, "I cannot speak to the motives of the North Korean satellite experiment, but we need to move with all deliberate speed to shore up our infrastructure." A couple of months later, a North Korean freighter, the Chongqing, was caught attempting to move through the Panama Canal with a cargo of nuclear-capable missiles on their launchers. They were hidden under thousands of bags of sugar. I don't think people understand at what lengths North Korea is trying to get in position to hit the United States. This was no mistake on the part of the North Koreans. According to Vincent Pry, he told the VOA he believes that North Korea was testing the United States to find out if it could traffic nuclear weapons through the Gulf of Mexico and the Panama Canal without detection. He said that North Korea has gone the long way around South America. The United States never would have known what North Korea was shipping. He said it was just by chance that they caught this because no one was looking for nuclear missiles. Quote, "We inspected the freighter not because anyone thought there were nuclear-capable missiles on board, but because the freighter is notorious for doing trade with drug cartels and terrorists, and so we were looking for illicit drugs that the freighter might be smuggling, and they found the nuclear-capable missiles." Now, Yvette Clarke, who is the ranking member of the Homeland Security Subcommittee on Emerging Threats in Cybersecurity, Science, and Technology, said, quote, again, I cannot say whether it is a deliberate attempt by the North Koreans to test out or test run the capabilities of approaching the United States with nuclear-capable missiles, but they are looking for ways to approach the United States, and I'm sure it is not for the sake of a friendly trade, but to do our nation harm. Folks, this is just part of the reports that we've received, and we understand that the time we're living in is dangerous. So don't just blow this guy off. Kim Jong-un is more than just a bad haircut and a kid playing video games in the basement of his daddy's palace. This is an individual, a third generation of demons transferring from his grandfather to his father to him, who runs a nation with a rod of iron and throws Christians into prison camps and lines people up and shoots them down with machine guns, feeds his uncle to 120 hungry hound dogs, executes his aunt, has his half-brother killed in Malaysia by somebody smearing some kind of toxic, lethal chemical on him. I mean, are you serious? Are you serious? This kid is insane with the demons of hell, and now he's playing with the green buttons. Give your life to Jesus Christ. And I'm just trying to share with you what the mass... Rachel Maddow is not going to tell you about this. Lawrence O'Donnell, are you serious? Chris Matthews? What? No, you're not going to hear this at CNN, Wolf Blitzer, or Anderson Cooper. Mainstream, lamestream media knows that they could report and really share with the American people the things that are going on, but you're never going to hear it on mainstream, lamestream, fake news media. And that's why you're here. Alternative media, we're trying our best. And oh, by the way, I look at it from another different perspective than all of these guys, and that is I'm looking at it from a biblical perspective, that these are the exact things that Jesus said would be going on, wars and rumors of wars. And that's the time we're in. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He's on his way. He's coming soon.